Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex, and this is a whiskey called New Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
That's right.
You have to say it like that too. Whiskey.
This is a gift from...
You didn't say that. Whiskey.
Oh, whiskey.
Whiskey. Get it. Yeah, got it.
This is a gift from patron saint Jeffrey Patron.
Jeffrey Patron.
It sounds like they're dropping a bucket. So this is a distillery
Yes.
from Kentucky, shockingly enough. And this is their own stuff.
Okay. Man, it's gotta be. You gotta have a certain amount of sack to open up a new distillery
In Kentucky.
in Kentucky.
Yeah. I don't think these guys have figured it out yet. I'm gonna be the one.
No. Hold my whiskey. I got this. Y'all settle down.
So we know this is at least 4 years old.
That's really nice on the nose. I'm getting a nice.
It's very different. It's
bourbon.
almost citrusy.
Yeah, it's fresh and balanced. I'm getting like a vanilla honey.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really bright vanilla.
Yeah.
But I don't mean bright as in brittle.
No. Fresh.
This
and,
is-
fresh and
yeah.
balanced. Fresh and balanced. What?
It reminds me of the feeling you think when you order fresh fruit or fresh flowers or
Yeah.
fresh, right? This just...
So it's 50%.
Yeah, that's because it's bottled in bond.
Okay.
So what they are doing, they were originally sourcing some stuff, but this is theirs. And they were specifically releasing only things that meet the Bottled in Bond Act
Yeah.
of 1897.
Yeah.
And so that's their commitment, is that we're only going to release bottled and bond whiskeys, which some people wouldn't really care about, but they care a lot about.
Right.
Which means that they're releasing at least 4-year-old whiskey made in a single season at the distillery.
Okay.
From a single distiller.
So there's no chill filtration.
Nope.
Is that a thing that's done very commonly in the
Very
States?
common, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then exceeding the world's highest quality standard for spirit. Blah 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 blah. All right. So 65% corn, 30%
Man, look
rye,
at
5% malted barley. That's a fairly classic mash bill.
It is.
But I'm getting, and don't get me wrong, it's bourbon. Definitely bourbon, but there's just like this really nice, fresh, light quality. It's not the flavor of citrus, but kind of like the brightness of citrus, but not in the brittle way.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to say again, balanced.
Yeah, this is...
Feels really nice and velvety. I'm getting oak now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's switching to oak on the aftertaste.
Yeah.
So it started as the vanilla, the honey,
Yeah.
a little bit of the spiciness.
Yes.
And it tasted a little thin, which is I was not expecting. But then it switched into bare oak and tannin.
So...
But it hasn't yet reached bitter.
There's this interesting, because I think I get what you're saying whenever you're saying thin, but it's not watery thin.
No.
It's light and fresh and
Yeah.
that kind of thin, but at the same time, and I hate that I'm saying the word mouthfeel. I'm saying the word mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is thick and voluptuous. Ooh, so as fresh and light as this whiskey tastes, it's not light on flavor, just light on the aromatics and light on the... It's not diluted with flavor, but
No.
the light, bright, fresh. Yeah. Man, that's interesting while still staying very, very true to what a bourbon is.
It's ending very much oak and a little bit of the bitterness of a zest.
Yeah.
Right? Like a citrus zest where you get the fruit bitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He also sent us a single barrel version.
Oh, of the same bash bill and all that stuff?
This is not the second thing we're reviewing. We're still on the first brand. I just wanted to see what I was going to just pour it into one. We could try them side by side with yours.
Okay.
This is the single barrel version of the same thing. Now, instead of bottled in bond, because this is not at 100, this is at 112. 214 bottles came out of this barrel. This is barrel 14-0844.
Yeah. But I had some old friends from high school drop by the distillery and they were asking me all this stuff, and I was surprised at how much I knew about whiskey.
Whoever blended this did a significantly better tasting product than the single barrel. The single barrel is interesting. This is a much better whiskey, I think.
Yeah, it feels like there's a few notes less and you get a much more intense barrel ding.
Yeah, it's much drier.
Yeah, it's got that tannin. The things that I was really liking about the balance and like the really just the rich honey, the barreled honey.
Not in this one.
Again, like that freshness feeling, but it also wasn't thin and diluted. Yeah, it's nice, but it's just I feel like I've had that bourbon 100 times before. This was still very much a bourbon, but it felt like it was an interesting angle to approach that kind of very traditional mash bill. And it blended really nicely together.
Yep. Now, we're also going to do this gift from Pat and Debbie Kane.
Pat and Debbie Kane, you magnificent bastard.
Fight.
All right, so this is from Dry Point Distillers. And I may have to give them a little bit of crap about the website because it went on and on and on about craft and small batch and attention to detail and grain to glass, it even said multiple times.
Okay.
However, this bottle says, what do you see right there?
To see...
Distilled in Indiana.
Oh, it's under the marker, yeah.
Distilled in Indiana and aged 6 months. So this distillery with high attention to craft and individual ingredients sourced MGP bourbon and only waited 6 months to go ahead and put it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Now,
look, our position is we have zero problem with sourcing.
Zero problem at all.
Amazing things you can do with sourcing and the blending and the finishing and there's just all types of cool things. But transparency is the thing. Clarity, so people know exactly what they're getting into. That's really where we need to see a lot more coming from some distilleries out there.
In their defense, everything they talked about on the website was their gin and their vodka stuff.
Okay.
Where they're doing all this different stuff to it.
Okay.
So this sort of feels like we'll also do a whiskey, so we'll source that.
After all that said, this is not stereotypical MGP on the nose. They're doing things to this. They've done things.
And I'm not even sure it is MGP. It may not be. This is in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
It just says Indiana. It just says
distilled in Indiana. That's all we know.
It just says Indiana. Could be.
Now, I will tell you the nose is that sort of shiny green leaf grass cuttings. And then it's mixed in. It smells more like a new make. It actually smells more like stuff coming off the still than it does an aged product.
So, my brain keeps wanting to jump to a new make that had some of the grain smoked a bit. It's not a an aged smokiness that's mature and savory and meaty. Yeah, I get where you're going, but we've had the opportunity to try some new makes that had some of the grains smoked.
No, this is smoked. That is not that.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I'm not talking about. That's like campfire smoke.
No, but that is how almost all smoked new make smells.
I can't nuance you. You're just a cudgel of tasting, whereas I'm so precise. I'm like a scalpel. I'm a surgeon when it comes to the whiskey.
I can't help it if the words you're using are too vague and imprecise, but you're expecting me to intuit your meaning from them.
I do you the privilege of intuiting your ham-fisted notes. So, because Daniel can't hang, I'm retracting the smoke, because I think the word smoke is putting you in the campfire, savory,
sends you
barbecue.
down the wrong path.
Okay. The earthiness, I think, is what we can agree on.
Yes, 100%.
All right.
Much less sweet than you would think. Much more cereal grain heavy.
Yeah, okay. Cereal, grain, and it's
I'm gonna go
a little bit of granola vibe going on.
Yeah,
a little bit of granola vibe. Stephen Weiss.
I got some comments.
This
time.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Hey.
Don't look at this guy.
No, I'm saying there's a difference in life between when you do this, right, and when you add the clicking sound, it changes everything, right? So if you're like, right, that's vaguely harmless, although ridiculous.
Right.
But if instead you go, that's whole other ballgame.
Do slow and
the clicking sound will save you, my friend.
What if it's like a really late one?
Yeah, no. You've got to do it simultaneously. Yeah, can't do a delayed click.
So, it's actually a nice whiskey. I don't know if we've ever said that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't.
I like it. So you don't.
I don't like it.
I like that that earthiness, that really grain cereal, the honey in there.
I'm looking to come back
nice.
to the brown sugar of the new Riff.
I think, well, it was the, and we were saying blending with the new Riff.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a blend. It's that they brought their barrels together, right?
I'm going to blend this together and see what happens.
All right.
Oh, that was a horrible idea.
Albert Miller. Glenfarclas 40 deserves 15 minutes in glass to open up prior to sipping. A straight pour and sip is going to yield less interesting taste and smell. Yeah, probably.
Okay, so here's the thing I want to say about waiting for whiskey in a glass.
Okay.
It's just like everything that we talk about.
Sure.
Does letting a whiskey open in a glass change the whiskey? 100%, yes it does.
Sure.
So does that mean you should only ever drink it after letting it open up? No. Drink it the whole time. Take an hour to drink a whiskey. Get a real pour.
Right.
Take an hour to drink it.
Right.
And notice it changing as it opens up. Mm-hmm. Right? So do all of the above.
So this dry point, I was about to say, it's kind of dry. Mm-hmm. Right? Earthy, granola cereal grain.
Very dry.
Trace of honey, but it's a dry whiskey.
Yeah, no sugars in there, really.
I like it, though. Now, in terms of like a casual drinker that's usually looking for like the sweet stuff, you may not really find a lot
Too young.
to love in there. But I'm finding a somewhat unique combination of flavors that I appreciate for the uniqueness.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Oh, we did the hell out of that, man. And they cursed it. Okay. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a
You
friend.
steal, may you steal a lover's
And
heart.
if you drink, may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.